So since the Earth continues to be closed, this will be a great opportunity to discuss everything that we know so far about the iPhone 12 and 12 Pro. Because the last few weeks, man, there has been a lot of really juicy leaks leaking out. And now we basically already know how it's gonna look like. So if this is your cup of tea, and yes, I'm actually drinking green tea this time, continue watching because this is basically everything that we know so far about the next generation iPhone. So yeah, again, it's crazy seeing how accurate these leaks are becoming. Very recently, John Prosser was dead on with his leaks about the latest newly released iPhone SE. He gave us the date and the exact time when that iPhone was going to be available on the Apple website. So let's go ahead and see what he has to say about the new iPhone 12 as well as other trusted sources like 9to5Mac and etc. So first things first, its design, you've probably already seen images all over the internet, but it's gonna look like this. Very similar to the iPhone Pro design, which is awesome. And I personally have been missing this look ever since the iPhone 4 and the iPhone 5. I own both of those two iPhones and I really do miss that design because those sharp edges, it was always more comfortable to hold and grip with your hands. Those sharp edges just gave you the ability to grip it more securely. Instead of what we're used to right now with the iPhone 6 to the present, those round edges kind of gives the phone a smooth stone feel, which allow it to slip off your hand easier. Now, this new design that Apple plans on doing for these next generation iPhone is somewhat unnecessary because the thing we all seen from Apple, they don't typically redesign the entire phone until the third generation of that model. That's typically when we see the new redesigned version of that chassis. So because of this change, that new LiDAR sensor that's available on the iPad Pro was probably the reason why Apple had to redesign the body already so that that new hardware could fit inside perfectly. And these images, they were confirmed by many sources like Max Weinbach. They all basically said the same thing. Those schematics that we see was found inside some iOS 14 build files. These codes were construction guides for the final build of the new generation iPhones. Max Weinbach also said an interesting statement. He said that 70% of the iPhone from those images that we see is ready, but there's a small chance there could be fine tweaks here and there. But that draft of the new iPhone 12 design is definitely how the new iPhone 12s and iPhone 12 Pro is gonna look like. And these build images also show that a smaller notch is coming. The notch unfortunately will still be there. It's just gonna be narrowed down a bit, which is excellent. That means we're gonna have more real estate space for more information. Maybe we'll finally have the battery life percentage next to the battery icon finally. And then John also shared this chart right here, which was really interesting. Just like currently, we're likely to see two Pro model iPhones again, both of which will have a stainless steel chassis like they currently have today. And the Pro models are gonna be the only one equipped with the LiDAR sensor. Now for the 6.1 and 6.4 inch display option, those are just gonna be the regular iPhone 12s. They will have a dual camera setup and will be made out of the aluminum chassis, like how they currently are. But both will be sharing the same design with that smaller notch, at least what it looks like from this leak. And then when it comes to its internal specs, it's gonna share the same A14 Bionic chipset across those next generation iPhone models. Now a new shade of blue iPhone Pro color option was being shared all over the internet. You can find images like on 9to5Mac website and such. But this new midnight blue color is very likely to happen because we saw a very similar thing with the new midnight green color option we currently have. So a new midnight blue color very likely is gonna happen for the next generation iPhone Pro 12s. But if this new midnight blue color option would be coming out, it's very likely that it's going to replace the current midnight green color, according to many online sources. And for the iPhone 12, it's still unclear what new colors are coming out for it or what colors are going to get replaced. Right now, from what we know about the iPhone 12, they're working on a few new color options. There's a light blue, there's a shade of violet, and apparently a new light orange color. But it's still left unclear which one of these three colors is gonna make it in production. And then other new upgrades coming out this year for these newer generation iPhones, it's expected they're gonna have a boost in sound. Leaks have been reporting that Apple has been working on a new speaker setup that will allow these iPhones to be 10 to 15% louder. And then the back glass for these new body design, it said it's gonna be flush, like flat with the edge on the iPhone, which is great because there's going to be less contact for the glass for it to even shatter. So if you accidentally drop it on a hard floor, the odds of the back glass from making contact with the floor is minimum. And then you know how the iPad has that ProMotion display? Maybe this year we might actually see it on the iPhone for once. That technology has been available since 2017 with the iPad Pro, and now there's word that this next generation iPhones are going to receive that. And viewing this chart, 5G is also coming as well. Now for these newer 5G equipped iPhones, the antenna line that's usually in the back here, it's gonna be slightly wider than before, which I personally don't mind. I kind of like these lines. If you're into Dragon Ball, these lines, I don't know about you, but it kind of reminds me of baby Vegeta. But unfortunately, a delay might possibly happen for these next generation iPhones, especially with everything that's currently happening. The Wall Street Journal said that with these delays, the iPhone might be getting released in December. Then some other articles are saying that Apple's gonna do a split where the regular size screen iPhones like the regular iPhone 12 and iPhone 12 Pro may be released in November, but then the larger versions, the Max, are probably gonna get released during December. So we may see separate launch dates for these new upcoming iPhones. And then in iOS 14 news, Apple is actually working with a bunch of automotive manufacturers to support Apple Car Key. We knew that they've been prototyping this new software, this new feature with BMW, and it's also to know that Apple is trying to partner with multiple different car brands besides just BMW. Every single one except for Tesla. Apparently Tesla isn't interested to support Apple Car Key. But that's basically all we really know currently about that new feature. Other noticeable improvements coming for iOS 14 is we're gonna have categories in the wallpaper section. Everything will now be categorized. And then there's also leaked images showing widgets is also coming to the homepage on our phone. Some of these applications support this new widget homepage. You could just literally expand by a pinch of a finger so that that application can show you more information on your homepage. But that's really all we know about iOS 14. And if you're wondering if the next generation iPhones is gonna get USB-C, it's very unlikely it's not. By the time Apple is gonna make that change, it's already too late. Apple already made a portless iPhone. According to John, once again, he recently tweeted this. So that's unlikely gonna happen anytime soon. There's also word that the next generation iPhones are gonna have a smart connector like what the iPad has to charge the Apple Pencil. It's slightly smaller, so it's not gonna support the Apple Pencil, obviously, since the Apple Pencil is gonna be too big for the iPhone. And then now that Qi charging support is now available on the iPhones, I doubt it's gonna be a new dock or something that will allow the phone to charge that way. So this new discovery, we just have to wait and see what new accessory Apple has in mind for the future. So what do you think? Is this now gonna be the iPhone that will convince you to upgrade if you're on an iPhone XS or older? Or is the iPhone SE the best choice for all? Share your thoughts in the comment section down below. Interested to find out more leaks and more stuff that we know so far about the next generation Apple Watch? You can go ahead and watch this video over here. So I pretty much share everything we know so far about the Series 6 and the Series 7. And then this video over here, that is a video that YouTube is recommending specifically for you. Feel free to watch either or, but thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.